There's God here, and it's time to talk about Gachiakuta episode 5. Now, this episode, it seems we're finally getting the villains or the bad guys. I don't know if that's the main guy, the main bad guy here. He's being teased a lot. I'm liking him. He seems to be very, very cruel, to say the least. Gonna be like probably a big asshole. I'm curious what's going to happen with him when we get the full reveal. We just saw him a bit in glimpses so far here, but it's building up nicely to him with this episode and the end scene from a previous episode. And I'm also liking the character moments at the start in the first half of this episode. So let's get into it and talk about it. Now, I like how Zanka was sleepy and then sees everybody around partying, eating and spending time. Apparently it's Rudo's welcome to ground party there, but it was night, so yeah, sure, everybody wasn't sleeping, I guess, but Rudo was still depressed. Like, it hit him quite hard what happened last episode when he couldn't control his power, and kind of hits back at his trauma with Recto there. What happened to him, this feeling of powerlessness, always somebody having to save him, coming in clutch. Everybody else, Engine, when he come in saving him, he still wants to prove himself, but he's too eager at some point. He doesn't have, like, his probably main flaw, he doesn't have patience in general. He just reckless, jumping into things. Always his temperament gets the better of him. But I do understand those moments where you feel like you're not able to do what you want. Lack of power, lack of whatever thing is affecting you at that moment, and considering what he has been through, kind of understandable the state he was in there. And also, like, after that, Rio being kind of a fun character, speaking a bit about the weird beast they fought last episode. It's definitely weird, but she's like, yeah, I'm not worried, I'm gonna leave it to the higher ups to deal with it, which I can respect that. It's not her job to figure out those things, but she definitely can fight. And like I said, I like battle maniac type of character here. But probably the standout character for me in this episode was Gris, Rubion, the strong supporter guy that I connected a bit to Obi from Fire Force, and his connection with Rudo, and telling him, hey, you did something, you protected Follow, the other supporter guy, the intern that was there here. And Rudo's still finally confining a bit in Gris, having that powerlessness feeling, always being saved. But what I liked here, that's why Gris stuck to me, was one of the best characters so far, just instantly thanking Rudo for not seeing supporters as weaklings. And I like this in character where it's done when you have discrimination against something. Apparently supporters are seen as weaklings even by some of the cleaners, even though they help quite a lot. In so many series, a group gets discriminated, but then you have, in this case, main character or another character doesn't even cross their minds to discriminate against that said group of people, and Rudo didn't even think to distinguish between them. Like, yeah, they have powers, they don't have powers, it doesn't matter. I would like more characters and more people to be like that in general, so I appreciate moments there. And even delving a bit more into a Follow, he was working to be a giver also, which kind of is a bit of world building and power system building at the same time, because shows the potential to become a giver if you cherish an object that much. And even Gris does it intentionally or unintentionally. I have a feeling maybe some point in the future he's gonna become a giver, because he has that talisman. He prays for the safe return of everybody when they go out on mission. Follow exposed him. that was nice there, but something to keep an eye out. The power system, world building, and characters getting a change with their powers if they keep cherishing their objects here. And I hope at some point we're gonna get some training for Rudo, not just in his power, but mainly into his patience. He needs to slow down a bit, not just jump straight into things like that. And Gris telling him, hey, go back before whatever happened on the sphere. Focus on what you want to do. Remember that fixing the world and so on. And how he views even trash for him is like a treasure. And that's, I feel like Rudo is such an innocent character, very pure-hearted here. And I like characters like that there. But just about when he was to get emotional there, to cry. You have everybody showing up, Ryo, Engine, Zanka, and realizing he's not alone anymore. He actually has people and kind of going with them, going with the group instead of staying alone and crying on the table there. But yeah, the character moments were really fun at the start of the episode. And then we get introduced to this character, Gob. Apparently he never deviates from what he wants to do. He draws some graffiti there. I wasn't sure what it said. Can tell me in the comments below. Don't go into spoilers if it's something big. Don't go until it's fully revealed. And the engine likes him here. But yeah, the party was fun for character development, to say the least. Now, after this, we cut back to the villain guy. It's revealed that he was torturing the guy that kidnapped Rudo in the beginning of the series, like, hard. Even though that guy was talking, I feel like this guy was enjoying torture a lot more and kills him after all of the information he got. So he's very, very cruel, probably gonna be a big piece of shit. That's saying a lot in a trash world, and he wants to get Rudo. And from this point on, this felt so obvious for me. As soon as Samu gets that call, I'm like, I know where this is leading, right? This is so obvious for me. That guy set up this entire thing, a trap to lure Rudo in. Felt obvious for me as a viewer. Of course, for the characters, it's not gonna make sense because they didn't see that. They didn't know what the villain guy was doing. But for me, like, yeah, I know where this is going. This is going. I'm just more curious with the introduction of this villain guy, which is probably gonna happen next episode. But we're gonna get to that. Now, the cleaners get this new request. Of course, they don't know it's a trap. And Zanka asking why is Rudo there, coming with them on this mission, even though he's not a cleaner yet here. But Samuel saying it's related to a spherite. A merchant got attacked and a spherite was involved, a live one, which is very rare and even more rare now that Rudo is here, two of them at the same time. Like, okay, I get it, it's a trap, I get it, it's a trap, we don't need to lay it on so thick here. And of course the characters don't know, but I liked instantly Samuel was willing to help Rudo with what he wanted there. But I'm still really curious what she saw when she looked at Rudo there. But we're gonna have to wait and see with that. And I also like how Samuel is really, really well in tuned with everybody. She knew how to get Zanka in the mood to go for the mission. Hey, Engines has to go somewhere else, but he said you're in good hands with Zanka. He's very capable. So we know Zanka admires Engine quite a lot, and after that he was very happy-go-lucky to go on the mission. Nothing bothered him anymore here, but they go for this merchant here, and it shows up, and it's very suspicious. From the start, you can tell it's not a normal merchant character, very pushy, very weird, talking, just goading them, go, let's go, let's get this. Even Zanka being a bit suspicious, not of this mission only, but saying that things are changing a bit, some more weird things keep happening one after the other. The Beast, Rudo being here, this mission, and so on. A lot of coincidences that aren't really coincidence there. And of course, that merchant lures them into the building. It collapses underneath them, turns into mud, the floor, and then even the merchant turns into mud. It's one of the powers of the characters that get introduced, or at least the group raiders. They show up, one girl, one guy, two of them, and it really reminded me so much of Fire Force. Like, it's insane how many similarities I'm seeing in this series with Fire Force here. But yeah, it was a trap. Raiders are apparently some form of bandits, and of course all of them have powers. They're givers, and then we have Zanka versus the Raiders, and the other having to retreat and look if there's something else there. More of them to do a bit of recon in a way, but revealing here some key information. If you pay attention, there's some big drops, to say the least. It also connects back to the first few episodes of the series. Apparently they don't want to sell Rudo, they just want to know more information about the sphere and what's the best way. Ask somebody that's from there, but I have a feeling the way they're gonna ask is gonna be a lot more involved than just over a cup of coffee, going after the way they're acting and going after which is probably their boss that main villain guy, which you still don't know the name of him. Reminds me a bit of Dragon Joe in a way from Eden Zero. Similarities, but not the same. But yeah, great characters also, Dragon Joe. I'm curious how this one is going to be. But the key thing they said, one of the questions they want to ask is, how did he make it across the border alive? Border? Even Zanka didn't know, but it's probably related to the thing that Rudo saw when he fell. He saw that weird thing in the distance there with the static. I don't fully know what was there. It looked like a giant plant tree. I have no idea what that was. It looked... I glossed a bit over it when the series started, but it's probably gonna be a lot bigger now and maybe related to this border between the sphere, the ground, and whatever else is there. But I like series that do these nuggets of information we get dropped here. But then the fight starts, those mud marionettes and that guy transforming into them, kind of 2 versus 1, Raiders versus Zanka. Doesn't go well at the start for Zanka, but showing he's actually more than capable, reading their moves and revealing how much he cares and how much he interacts with his vital instruments, knowing pretty much everything about it, testing, checking things, how hard he can hit and so on, just going through the full motion, so to say, kind of like training in a way, and he's able to slam it in the ground and unleash a sonar wave to read and find the real ones in the mud marionettes there, and instantly dashes and one-shots them basically. So that fight was easy for him, at least to end it there, but gets surprised, like nothing personal. The main villain guy is behind him, so I don't know, is he gonna get wounded? I don't think they're gonna kill Zanka. It's way too early for character death to say this. I would be surprised if they actually kill Zanka, but I don't think it's going to happen. We're gonna have to wait and see. Probably next episode we're gonna have this guy that has been teased, finally his full reveal. But yeah, so far fun episode, build up for other things and also for the bigger plot. Some drops here, and the more you pay attention, the better it gets. I really like the conversation there, Gris and Rudo. That was probably my favorite part. I like character moments a lot. The action is great, don't get me wrong, but if characters and plot advantage, that's where I get a lot more involved here, and action gets amplified by those things. It's one of my biggest pet peeves in anime in general, where everybody focuses just on the action. While yes, Sakuga is nice, but I prefer the emotional side, also being connected to that. But that's another rant for another thing. I have talked about it in other videos also. But yeah, fun episode. I'm curious what you guys thought about it. Let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. Helps me quite a lot, and you guys get the latest videos on the series that I follow. So keep enjoying Gachiakuta. I'm gonna see you again on the next one. Bye bye.